What's going on, everyone? This is Vince with VShred.com, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over some of the most common mistakes that I see made when it comes to the lat pull down.
I'ma keep on going up till the lights go down.
All right, like I said, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the lat pull down, and I'm gonna talk about some of the most common mistakes that I see done when it comes to doing the lat pull down and some fixes to help you stop doing those mistakes. Obviously, lat pull down is a super important move that should be in pretty much every single training regimen. It's one of the best back exercises. It's a great compound movement where you're working back, shoulders, biceps, a little bit of core as well. Now, I will say when it comes to the lat pull down, it's a great exercise for building muscle, but you're not gonna build muscle if you're not doing everything else right as well, and you're not eating the right amount of macros, your carbs, fats, and your proteins, or you're doing the right types of resistance training around it, or if you're doing the wrong type of cardio for whatever your specific goals are. And I get a lot of questions about this, and we created a free quiz that matches you with the right regimen that's for you and for what your goals are and what your body type is. And so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to it down in the description below. And if you like this video, make sure you're clicking that thumbs up button below. It helps the algorithm, helps other people see this video so that they can stop doing the lat pull down wrong as well. But jumping into this, I got 5 different tips for you today. The first one is going to be one that I usually see done by beginners the most, because generally they're going super light. And what happens when they're going super light is they just start adding some extra range of motion to the exercise, and they actually start pulling the bar too low. What I mean by that is basically you pull this bar down, and then instead of stopping when your elbows are down by your side, they actually start rolling their shoulders forward, and they start pushing the bar almost down to like their lower chest area. And that's just gonna be a terrible idea for your shoulders. You're not hitting your back anymore. I see it done a lot. And so if you've done that, stop doing that. And instead, what I want you to focus on is just getting into a nice strong position, obviously. And then instead of pulling it down and rolling your shoulders forward, just try to get this right below your chin. If you can get this like chin, halfway between your chin and your chest, that's where you're gonna get that peak contraction for your lats. And you don't need to go any further than that. So if you're rolling your shoulders forward and thinking that you have to pull it down to your belly button, do not do that. You're gonna end up hurting your shoulders, and you're gonna start getting a better pump, and you're gonna start just getting better results from doing this the right way. So that's pulling it too far. A lot of times I see people not pulling the weight down far enough. Usually what's happening here is people are going too heavy. And so when people are going too heavy, generally they're just trying to get this weight down as far as they can, and then they're bringing it up to like their eyeballs or their nose, and then they're returning it back up, and they're basically not getting to that 90 degrees with their elbows. So very easy fix here is to make sure that you are just getting, you almost want to get like your triceps to touch your side. If you can do that and roll your shoulders forward a little bit so that you're in a strong position, you don't want to be flaring your elbows out. I guess that could be another mistake that I see happening sometimes, is people flare their elbows super wide. Bring those elbows forward a little bit, bring this weight down, try to get your elbows as low as you can, touching your triceps to your lats if you can, and then returning it back up. So make sure you're not going too low, and make sure that you're going low enough. So there's that middle ground, and once you find it, it'll be easy to repeat that, but that's when you're gonna get the most out of this exercise. All right, another mistake that I see done a lot, I see people doing the lat pull down with just a regular straight bar, but one arm at a time. I will argue that this probably does have a certain place if you are doing this for a very specific reason. However, for 99.9% of us, there is no need to do this. Lat pull down is a big compound movement where you are working big muscle groups. When it comes to working big muscle groups, unless you're doing actual one arm at a time and you're doing this with like a single arm handle, you don't want to be doing this with a bar. And so yes, you can do this one armed, but you don't want to do it one armed when you're doing a straight bar, because what happens is this bar is putting your hands in a fixed position. That's one of the downsides of doing barbells or straight bars. Your hands are not it's not free motion. And so when you're pulling this down, you're going to be locked into, your hand is gonna be locked into one spot. And so instead of bringing this weight down into a proper position for your shoulder and for your lat, you're gonna be pulling it in at a weird angle. And now your wrist is feeling weird, your elbow might be feeling weird, your shoulder is gonna be feeling weird. So if you're gonna do single arm with a handle, not with a straight bar. Otherwise, just do both arms at the same time. All right, the next mistake that I want to quickly talk about is doing lat pull down behind your head. For 99% of us, doing this behind the head is only going to do one thing, and that is going to put your shoulder in a bad position and possibly hurt you. When it comes to your shoulder joint has a natural rotation forward. And so the most comfortable position and the proper position for your shoulder is going to be this slight angle forward. If you are putting your elbow back behind your head, you're not in that slight position forward, and you're going to put your shoulder in a very risky position, especially when you start going super heavy. Like I said, unless you have a trainer with you who knows exactly what they're doing and they're helping you out and you're doing it for a very specific reason, for the most part, you wanna make sure that your shoulders are forward, you're pulling this bar in front of your body, and you're having your shoulders follow that track that they're supposed to be on. And a very easy way to figure this out is literally just lift your arms up and have your hands not completely forward, but also not completely neutral. You just want them to be almost like you're creating like a V like that. And then from there, just lower your arms down, and whatever position they are in when you can get your elbows to touch your sides, that's the position that you want to be in when you're in a lat pull down. And this is how the movement should look, not like this. Just doing this, I already feel tension in my neck and in my shoulders. So stop doing this and instead do this. All right, and then the last mistake, and probably the most common one, is stop creating momentum. People think that this should turn into a rowing exercise on a lat pull down cable. And what I mean by that is they end up bringing their body way back and they swing this weight, and now all of a sudden their body is almost perpendicular to the cable, and now they're kind of doing a row rather than a lat pull down. The whole point of a lat pull down is to pull it down vertically so that you can help get that width of your upper back. And so make sure that you're not going too heavy. Make sure that whatever the rep range that you're going for, you can comfortably get to like 1 or 2 less than that. So if you're going for 12, you can get to 10 pretty comfortably, but then 11's tough and 12's really tough. And so make sure that you're not cheating this weight by creating a bunch of momentum, because you're just cheating yourself. But that's it, guys. So lat pull down, a super important exercise, one that should probably be in every single training regimen if you're going to the gym, but making sure that you're doing it right is going to be huge if you actually want to see results. And if you guys have any other videos you want me to make, or exercises you want me to cover, or workouts you want me to do, throw them down in the comment section below. Make sure you're liking the video, subscribing to the channel. But that's all for today, guys. I hope this helped. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.